Hi everyone, my name is Roslyn Ronco and I'm a student of Emmet. In today's class presentation, we will discuss about human rights. So before we go to the main context, first of all let us try to understand what human right is or what are these rights about. So human right means the basic right that is being given to every individual. And when we talked about right, it means the freedom that is being given to every human beings. And as we all know that every person has dignity and value. So if this dignity and value are not being respected, then there is no value to the human right. So human right comes under the fundamental right, and human rights are also a set of principles that is concerned with equality and fairness. So they bring equal opportunities for everyone, and they also recognize our freedom to make choices about our life and to develop our potential as a human being. So they give us freedom to live freely and to have our own choices. They're also about living a life free from fear, harassment, and discriminations. So it will help us live freely without fear or without being having the feeling of being harassed, or we will not be discriminated when we have this human right. So human right are right we have simply because we human being exist, and they're not granted by any state. Now let's come to the definitions of human right that is given by Justice Durgadas Basu. So he's a prominent Indian jury, and he defined human right as the minimal right which every individual must have against the state or other public authority by virtues of being a member of human family, irrespective of any considerations. So his definitions also emphasize the inherent and universal nature of human rights, stating that they are not privileges granted by the state, but rather it is a fundamental entitlement. So he also highlighted that human rights are the minimal right necessary for a dignified and tolerable life, ensuring the moral, physical, social, and spiritual well-being of every individual. So that's all about his definitions. Now let's come to the UDHR, that is Universal Declarations of Human Rights. So it is adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in the year 1948, and they define human rights as right derived from the inherent dignity of the human person, which inherent means that we inhabited from the time we were born to the time of death. This right exists and is already given to us. So these right we inherit as we were born. So this right cannot be taken away by any power or authority. So only the state government has put the limitations to this right due to several reasons. So we will discuss that in the next slide. Now let's come to the characteristics of human right. The first one is inherent, which means that human rights are not granted by any person or authority, but are inherent to all human being from birth. So, which means that something that is naturally a part of someone and it cannot be separate from it. We can also say that every person is born with this right and you don't earn them and no one can take them away simply. So they're just a natural part of human beings. One example we can include here is about the right to life that is inherent. So every human being has it simply because they are alive. So this is all about inherent. So universal, this means that they apply to everyone, regardless of their race, religion, gender, nationality, or any other status. So here again, it means that something that applies to everyone, everywhere, without exceptions. And it also means that every person, no matter to which kind of background they belong to, they still has the same right. One example we can include here is about the right to education, which is universal, and every child around the world deserve access to learning. So this is one example of universal. And the third one that is indivisible, which means that it cannot be separated or divided. All human rights are interconnected and interdependent, meaning that one cannot be denied or diminished without affecting the other. So, all kinds of human rights are equally important and they cannot be separated. So, they are somehow related to one another. It also means that all rights are equally important and must be respected together. So, we can't choose to support someone's right and ignore the other. And for example, we can say that we can't fully enjoy the right to education if we don't have right to safety or freedom of expression, which is denied. So because human rights are indivisible, so we can't really enjoy one right over the other. The fourth one, that is inalienable, which means that human right cannot be taken or forfeited and they are not subjected to any conditions or limitations. Here it means that something that cannot be taken by any authority or power, like no one has the right to take away this basic human right. So we can also say that every person has this right simply because they are human and no one can legally or morally take them away. So even if a person is poor, imprisoned, or living in conflict zone, this right cannot be snatched or removed from a person. One example we can include here is about that when a person is having war or he's being imprisoned, he still have the human rights. Like a person's right to life or freedom from torture is inalienable, so it cannot be taken away. So these are all part of the characteristics of human rights. So let us discuss why human rights are necessary. Human rights are necessary because they protect people's freedom, dignity, and they bring equality. They also make sure that everyone is treated fairly and can live a safe and meaningful life. So they ensure people are being treated with dignity. And they also protect against abuse and injustice. So we know that when laws are implemented, we're being protected from violence, crime, and so many cases that are happening in this world. So when there is law, then people will fear, and those law can be limited. Those kind of crime can be limited with certain laws. So there is a rules and regulations that can stop these kinds of abuse and discriminations. And the third one, that is to promote freedom, peace, and equality. So when when we have a peaceful environment, that's when we can cooperate well with the communities and nations, and we can bring a peaceful country without wars or without any kind of crime or injustice that are happening. The last one is that is a balanced scale with justice and freedom, which means that there should be a balance between justice and freedom. So these are the types of human rights. There are five primary categories of human rights. The first one is civil rights. Under civil rights, we have a right to life, freedom of speech, and freedom of religion. And under political right, we have the right to choose our own representative, which means the right to vote and the right to have a fair trials. And we have the freedom from torture or slavery. And under economic right, we have right to education, right to work and have fair wages among the laborers. And we also have right to health care, right to have social security. These come under the social right. We have security in the society and also the right to have an adequate standard of living in a society. And under cultural right, we have right to take part in cultural activities, which will help us showcase about our customs and traditions. So these are all part of types of human rights. So these are the examples of human right violations. The first one is discrimination. So under discriminations, we can say that when someone is being denied of a job, education, or service because of their race, gender, religion, or disability, it is violations of the right to equality. For example, we can say that a company refuses to hire a woman even though they're equally qualified. So this is again violating the human right. The second one, that is censorship and lack of freedom of speech. So this means that when you're not given a freedom to speak up freely, when you're being suppressed from giving your opinions or viewpoint, these also come against the violations of human rights. The third one, that is child labor and human trafficking. So child labor is the use of children in work that is harmful for their health and development or education, and it denies children their right to a childhood, proper education, and a safe life. So some example of child labor could be children working in factories or mine for longer hours. So this also again violate the human rights because it's taking away the right of a child. And the other one, that is human trafficking. So this trafficking is the illegal trade of people through force, fraud, or deceptions, often for exploitation such as forced labor, sexual slavery, or criminal activities. So these are again part of human right violations. So some examples we can include that women or children are being kidnapped or tricked into prostitutions. So these are all part of the human trafficking. The last one, that is political oppressions. So political oppressions occur when a government or authority uses power to control, silence, or punish people who expresses different political view or demand changes, and it often involve violation or violating human right to maintain power and suppress oppositions. So some example we can include that arresting or threatening people for protesting or criticizing the government um, rules or the government laws. So that's all about the examples of human right violations. So how can we promote and protect human rights? So the first thing is by raising awareness. That is by teaching people about their rights through school, media, and campaigns, and also by encouraging open discussions on issues like equality, justice, and freedom. One example could be that we can organize human rights workshop in school or communities to bring awareness and concern among the people. And the second, we had support human rights organizations. So here it means that when we support human rights organizations, it is a powerful way to help protect and promote freedom, and also like bring justice and equality around the world. And these organizations, they work to defend the right of individual and communities, and that are often in danger, that needs that needs they raise the issues and concerns of these communities who are facing problems. So that's why we need to protect and support human rights organizations. And the third one, that is advocate for legal protections. So here it means that advocating for legal uh, protection, it can be like pushing for strong law and system that defend people's right and hold violators accountable. And it also ensures that human rights are not just ideas but are protected by enforceable law. So when we support human rights law, we also encourage the creations and enforcement of national and international laws that protect the rights of every individual. And the fourth one, we have educate communities. So when we're educating communities about human rights, uh, we're also creating a fair, respectful, and inclusive society, which will help people understand about their rights and also respect each other's rights and take actions against injustice that are happening around the society. So this way we can raise concern and awareness, and we can also this way we can promote and protect the human rights. To sum up on human rights, We can say that human rights are essential for creating a fair, just, and equal society, and they also protect our dignity, freedom, and ability to live without fear or discriminations. And upholding this right is essential for creating a fair society where everyone can live safely, speaking freely, and access opportunities. So, by promoting awareness, enforcing strong laws, and standing up against injustice, we can protect human rights for all individual persons. And while progress has been made, challenges still remain across the world, and it is up to us, the government, communities, and individuals to stand up for human rights and ensure that they are respected and protected for everyone everywhere around the world. And together we can build a more peaceful and equal world. And that's all about the human rights.